Hey y'all, welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and dive in and see what Divine Holy Spirit has for the collective. The cards are all upright and in order by way of major arcana and through each element. Y'all, I just got, excuse me, a feeling of like a gasp. All right, so that's first and foremost, y'all. But Holy Spirit of the highest white light consciousness, what do you have for the collective? What does collective need to know and be made aware of? So that feels like a surprise energy or something's taking somebody off guard. I don't know if it's positive at this point or not. I mean, I'm sure it's positive for somebody and negative for somebody else, you know. Even if this is, I'm hearing appreciation post. Even if this is somebody who's expressing appreciation, there's always going to be somebody lurking on the sidelines and a hater energy, like, ugh. You know, when somebody's just trying to recognize someone else for some sort of achievement or showing gratitude is what I'm getting. What else, Spirit? Thank you for that. But it's a, what was that? What was that emotion, Spirit? Who is that coming from and why? All right, so I'm hearing generated and then I heard spouse. So somebody's significant other is surprised or taken off guard about something. Ooh, okay. I heard fantasy just now. And I heard implications. So is that like a realization setting in for somebody who's connected to possibly somebody who's connected to your energy by way of being their spouse? Interesting. I heard recognition and then achievements again. Oh, okay. So somebody's spouse possibly is finding out the real deal, like the actual factual when it comes, I'm hearing in accordance to, so when it comes to you collective possibly. So it would, the connection would be your ex-person's spouse. And I'm understanding now if they're recognizing achievements, this means they had no previous knowledge of your achievements. So they have caught wind of something collective that has to do with you, but for some reason it's putting them in a sort of energy, like a shock or a surprise, but it feels like a good surprise. But at the same time, maybe it's confirming something for the spouse even at this point. Like, I knew this was lying, or, you know. Wow, based on something that they observed about you or from you collective. Here we go, y'all. Okay, we got it, Spirit. Thank you. But ooh, talk about like being taken off guard, because the only time you would say is like it's got to be really something jarring, you know, like if it were something, you know, was like, oh, well, I didn't know that. No, this is like, oh my God, OMG, I did not know that, or they didn't say that, or, ooh, you know what I'm getting now? So possibly your ex-person revealed something after the fact because now they have no choice but to say what it is that they've kept from the spouse that has to do with you collective. So now I'm getting like a monitoring spirit. Perhaps the ex had been monitoring you, not even knowing that their spouse was also watching you collective. So now there's some sort of, so what about this? So what about that? What about when they said this, or they posted this, or you know, they're showing this off. So what about that? Because it's not connecting, and it hadn't been for some time, but now they really have some sort of actual, factual, profound, concrete proof of whatever this is. I feel like it has to do with something manifesting, because it's been cooking for some time now. And now it's, I'm getting like a blow up reference right now. I know I cut the card, so let's go ahead and shuffle. Thank you, Spirit, for everything that you're providing for us at this time. I heard take heed just now. So then there's some sort of warning there. But I don't feel like we are affected collective. I just feel like truths have been revealed because they have been cooking up and stirring up for some time now, to where possibly your ex-person has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So they have no choice but to face things up front. And that's something that they've never done in their entire life because they're so used to evading and escaping and running. This one they can't. They can't. I heard hibernate. So they've been hibernating from something, even like ignoring it, acting like it didn't exist. It's something that they were already doing. Like a bear will hibernate like seasonally. So that lets me know that this person just found it. It was just part of their routine, whatever this is. All right, y'all, we got the cards here. Whew, bottom of the deck energy. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We have the Five of Pentacles here. Spirit, tell me more. So they're okay, so I just heard facing eviction. I heard that plain and clear. Facing eviction, Five of Pentacles. So I heard home ownership. So this would have to do with a piece of property. So, okay, so that would be the gasp, like the surprise, like finding out something at the last minute or after the fact. Y'all, let me just be clear what I was picking up so we can go ahead and just wrap this up in, as the energy. Your ex-person knew about your gifts and abilities, but they were helping to supervise this spouse who was doing work against you. Your ex-person did not reveal to the spouse that you had already said some things, and you would have to be tapped in and be intuitive. And, the ex-spouse had to come to, I'm sorry. Not the ex-spouse, but would possibly be your ex-spouse or your ex-person. So that wasn't a mistake. Your ex-person did not reveal what it is because they were trying to put two and two together themselves. They didn't want to even believe that you had supernatural giftings and abilities because they did you so dirty. They didn't want to believe that they basically, sabotage themselves, set them own selves up by crossing you. That's really what it is. So they had to come to a belief that, this really is real. This really is happening, and it's happening to me. And why did I even, at this point, they're wondering why they even did the things that they did to you, because you were cloaked, you were hidden. They didn't know, but there's something that you spoke, or perhaps you've been posting and, sharing your, hearing your intellect, like sharing. So they're now knowing that they basically crossed themselves by crossing you, but they kept all of this information from their own spouse, who, again, your ex-person was supervising what this spouse was doing toward you or gearing toward you, but in a negative way. It could even just be their perception of you, because of course, they're going to take their spouse's side on things, right? But your ex-spouse was keeping some very crucial, I'm hearing, evidence, information from their spouse, the one who was in charge of trying to wreak havoc on you. Because if you think about it, the ex-person, your ex-person, which is their spouse, was lying to them the entire time. I said there was something hibernation-wise, like they'll go away for a time and come back or something when it's over. Like they'll wait for the dust to settle and then come back, like wake up. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Why make your life so complicated? Like, just tell the truth. Just be honest. Just be honest about yourself even. And the games that you play. Like, just let people know up front you like to play games. I mean, I feel like that would help. So, y'all, the realization is hitting this spouse of your ex-person, but it's too late. It's a lot too late for that. Because I feel that if the spouse of your ex-person had any sort of just idea that you were tapped in, you were spiritual, you were minding your own business, you were heavily protected, you had high divinity, if the spouse would have knew just an inkling of this information, they would have thought twice before sending magic your way to try to stop, block, harm you, or even just stealing from your essence, your energy, whatever they were doing. They would not have crossed that line. That's a sacred line, because that tells me that the spouse, whoever your ex-person, took a hold of, I'll say it like that, they're tapped in. The spouse has some supernatural abilities too. They would have known clearly, like, that's a line you don't cross. But your ex-person chose not to reveal this information to them. So now your ex-person's spouse had been watching you They caught wind of you somehow. They have clear identification of who you are now. So now that's why they took that deep breath, and that's why they're facing this Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, because they've been put out. They're out in the cold. They've lost something. I heard eviction, so that means you have to get out, like you're being forced out of something. And this is all because your ex-person, the person that they are mingling with, got them caught up. I heard rapture just now. Got them caught up. So y'all, hope y'all got that. I'm sure you did. So I apologize for the having to really break it down, but I feel like I have to do that. Because I'm learning that a lot of things that are common sense to me are not common sense to others. And that's not for me to sound degrading. It's just that in my mind and my makeup, I just assume people already know. And it's like they don't. So that's something that I'm even having to deal with at the age that I am, you know, well into my 40s here. I'm still realizing this because it's always just some sort of, I don't know, guys. But thank God for the awareness of it all. I am grateful for that. All right, you guys, let me keep going. Let's see what else is here. Underneath the Five of Pentacles, let's go ahead and jump into what we have. I'm going to turn this card over. We have the Chariot. So I heard seeking revenge. Again, collective, I don't feel like this has anything to do with you because she already knows the spouse. I said she, don't mean to be gender specific, but now they know who you are. So there's some lines here that they're not willing to cross at this point. Like, it's too late. So why would they want to make their lives worse off than what it already is, because of the realization even now. Now she's understanding there's about to be a trickle down effect because of this. I heard hit and miss. So the hit and miss means like trying to dodge bullets now at this point. That's what they're trying to do. Because I heard impending doom. I mean, it's, you know, I heard wish has been granted. Wish has been granted. I know that's something else in itself that's about to unfold, y'all. So hang on with me. Let's get through this. And I'm hearing magically so. Wish has been granted. So that's already given me like the evil grin from the ancestors on your side, collective, that, oh, they wanted that for you, so they got it for themselves. They wanted you evicted, but now it's not like they're even being evicted from an apartment. You know, you can go find another apartment or a place to stay. No, this is a home. This means that this was like some zeros, some added benefits of ownership. You know what I mean? That is what they're being evicted from. So that means the deed out the drain, gone down the drain, mortgage gone down the drain. So that's going to be definitely backlash on top of that, because now it's like, where are they going to get the money to settle these debts now? Because there's debts attached to that. All right, here we go. Not that I know anything about that, but it makes sense to me. Whew. I heard bankruptcy just now, and I'm hearing that that's not even an option. Bankruptcy is not an option. So the thing that I do know about bankruptcy, not that I filed, but it's gotten to some points in my lifetime, I'm like, well, is that something that'll help me? But what I understand is, once you file bankruptcy once, you can't do it again. So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Possibly they've already been down that road, so they can't do that again. Like, that's not an option here. Like, any sort of bailout energy is not an option. I heard big banks just now. So they've dealt with some pretty well-established banks here. And for those well-established banks to turn their backs on these individuals, then that's giving me that trickle-down energy. That means if I'm hearing Chase Bank in particular, if Chase don't even want to mess with you, what makes you think I want to mess with you? I'm hearing now even somebody could work at a bank, and possibly that's even going to be something that's going to taint them. That they actually worked for a bank, and whatever's coming up in this exposure energy or this backlash trickle down stuff is going to taint them in some sort of way with financial institutions. So it could be like an inside thing. Maybe their resume is just full of experience working for banks, but now it's like they won't even be able to be hired in that field any longer. Like they really did it to themselves. That was the gasp energy. Because it wasn't just let me just throw this rock and, no, this one right here had no idea who they were coming up against. They were going off of the strength of what your ex-person was telling them. I heard revealing. So that means your ex-person just chose to just reveal what it is that they wanted to, which makes sense. But they left the important stuff out. The stuff that if you hit this person, it's going to cost you your life. Yeah, like left that stuff out. Because your ex-person would have been the very one to be able to testify to that same energy. But your ex-person was not keeping it all the way real with the spouse about why they don't have a place to stay, about how they lost so much. No, because they didn't want to share that information from effing with you, right? They didn't want to share that. They just wanted to talk about how you did this, you did that to the spouse. And the spouse was like, oh, okay, well, what you want me to do? I can work some magical stuff here. What you want me to do? And then your ex-person's like, it's, just whatever, just do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Just do it. Your ex-person did not acknowledge that that's probably not a good idea. So we could say your ex-person knowingly set their spouse up. There you go. Wowzers. Because your ex is I had to get up, y'all, because this energy is stirring up back here. Your ex-person is a prime witness to your supernatural abilities, but your ex-person was in denial because they got hit. They got hit flat. I heard flat on their back. So that's giving 10 of Swords. But did they share that with the spouse who they know who they knew the spouse was doing some woo ha ha against you? No. All right, y'all, let's keep going. But I'm hearing financial institution again. So there is some banking energy history. I heard scams just now. So there's something that's tainting the spouse, and not only the spouse, but your ex-person's, they've been tainted, but they're connected because it's giving that like matrimony energy. So they're together on this. Ain't no parting ways that easily. Like they're both connected to this downfall. Your ex-person just keeps falling, don't they? And I'm not talking about in love. They keep falling. Like there's residual I effed up energy. Wowzers. Okay. Where we want to go, y'all? I like to call this the heart of the matter. I'm hearing it's based on, but I'm being drawn this way. So let's go ahead and turn this card over. So it's based on the 8 of Swords. So I feel like this is you, collective, finally being released. Like, having that ability, whatever it is that fell off of you recently, to where it's like the sky opened up and it's blue again, the birds are chirping. Wow, like I never knew that, life could be this way. Like, is this really real? That's what's happening with this 8 of Swords reverse. But on the counter side of things, it's raining hell and fire and fury on this couple. But that just lets me know that they had you in the 8 of Swords. And now they are, I heard, contaminated. While you are about to be made whole and content. Because things were imbalanced for a long time. These people were thriving and being evil and just doing malicious things and had no reason to. Think about it. If they believed in the laws of nature and spirituality, then if you were done wrong, then they would have left it up to, Holy Spirit, universe, creator, source to take care of it. No, they wanted to take this into their own hands and finalize things for you, collective. But that's not how this works, especially when you're highly protected and of divinity. They didn't do their research. and your ex-person withheld some very crucial information from the spouse who was sending juju, bad juju, evil eye, whatever else they were doing your way, collective. Even if it's just speaking bad on your name and they don't even know you. But they in a full surprise mode right now. I heard sign my name, so for me, the energy was you put your stamp on something and they have no choice but to acknowledge who you are and what you're made of and who you serve. They know now. But then the signature, that could be important here too, because I heard fraudulent. We were picking up scam energy, financial institutions. So something's tied to your signature, collective. And I know you've heard that before from me. I told y'all almost a year ago, don't sign nothing. Don't you do it. I don't care how big the tears are, the crocodile tears. I don't care how big they are. Don't you put I heard John Hancock, do not. So they faked the signature, y'all. Because the John Hancock is like a generic, like whatever your name is, put it on this paper. I don't care how you spell it, how it's supposed to look. I need your John Hancock here. That's the real witness account of sealing a contractual agreement. But that wasn't the real deal. They faked it. They faked your energy. So that's letting me know, however they had to improvise and set things up, if the spouse had to say that they were you, collective, this is where this is going. So that means the spouse stepped in as you in a certain case scenario, that they were who you say you are and you are claiming to be. They were that representation of you. I heard for a day, a session, a single something. So it just took this one time for them to say that they were you. It wasn't ongoing, is what the reference is. So if they had to show up to sign something or online, that means they had to look the part, play the part. They had to be you for a moment. Now I'm getting physically, like this is on the 3D. Spiritually, they might have done something to try to manifest your energy so they can become you. So this is giving me like what actors do. I'm sure they take on the spirit to be able to portray such a award-winning performance. It's not just because they're a great actor. No, they had to siphon that energy. They had to siphon, even if the spirits passed on, they probably had to go through some sort of ritual to call that spirit to them, so they could perform so that it gives you goosebumps, that it leaves you in tears. The performance was so amazing. This person could also be an actor. So they know about how to take on energies that they need in order to get their acting job done. It don't have nothing to do with skill. I feel like you can go take all the classes you want to, but if you're not able to harness energy, to use it for whatever platform, stage, TV show, whatever that is, then you can't do it. In this instance, it was showing up possibly at a bank and signing your name. So that means fake IDs, because this was scam, fraud energy. All of that info to say, yeah, this is me. Here you go. Oh, you need this too? Here you go. They knew about this process. So that's why I said they must have worked for a bank, you guys. Some sort of financial institution to be able to know how this goes, what they would need up front. They got it done. They signed your name on something. Y'all, I don't even know if I need to keep going with the cards, y'all, because I feel like we got everything that we need, but I guess there's more here, y'all. There's more. Ooh, I heard battered and bruised just now, so y'all, they taking a beating. They taking a nice whooping. It ain't nice, though. But it's none of your never mind, because you've been released here. All right, let me turn these two cards over, see what we got going on. Oh, so we got the Star card reverse. Ooh, you can't run from this. And then we have the Knight of Swords running from the Star card reverse. So I feel like that's just a period, point blank sort of energy here. Spirit, is there anything to expand on with these two? I heard knight in shining armor. So somebody showed up as a potential to change somebody's life. And they could have been looking at this. I'm talking about this couple. This ain't even about us collective because we've been released right here. 8 of Swords. This ain't got nothing to do with us. At this point in their journey, they've already sealed the deal. I heard content or contentment. They already sealed this deal. All right, so this star reverse energy means they're trying to escape something. And if this is the fury that I was feeling was raining down on this couple, here it is. I heard hounds just now, like hound dogs. And those are specifically bred to hunt. So the dogs have been released on this couple. That's crazy. I've never picked that up, y'all. I've had that in a dream, but it wasn't hounds. They were just vicious dogs attacking. That happened in a span of a week. I had those dreams, but that's when I knew, oh, it's coming. The rivalry has been set, and they're coming for them. So I knew that. The left side temple, my left temple, it has a little pain in it right now. So this hitting home for somebody because I know you watching. I know it. I know you watching. All right, let me put these 2 cards down. Surprise! I was in the kitchen earlier, you guys, and I was thinking, how is it that they don't know that I know? How? That's what anybody, the neighbors who smile in your face, but you have dreams about them, and you're wondering why are they like forcing me to hug them? And why do I have a handful of sharp objects or push pins in my left hand? So when I'm embracing them, it's like I don't want to, I know they're going to know that it's like a halfway embrace, but they don't know that I have these tacks in my left hand. And really, I don't want to embrace them and then the tacks, harm them in their back. I don't want to do that. So it's going to feel to them like it's a halfway hug. But really, I'm trying to protect them because I was in the middle of something. And then too, those tacks in my hand, I'm trying to protect myself. But what is this trying to tell me here? How don't they know that I know? That's for anything and anybody collective. That's you even with your gifts. Like, how don't they know that you know collective? It's the crazy part. Like, what is it that keeps them from understanding that she's probably going to know my next move, so I probably better head out or go somewhere else, go find somebody else to play with. I'm hearing because you live your life in accordance, but in accordance to what? I feel like it's their perception of you, or even the trickery that they're involved in. They're feeling that it's coming from you. That's weird, y'all. It's weird. And I'm hearing vice versa. So that's kind of telling me that, in their mind, they feel that they're doing the right thing or they're being alerted to something that's not even taking place. But that's the jump off. That's what's going to get them hemmed up, is their own perceptions that aren't even real. Look at this. Speaking of which, look at this. 9 of Cups and 7 of Cups. These are about emotions and people choosing to not ignore with the 9 of Cups, saying that it's all right, it's fine, whatever. As long as I'm good, it's fine. But behind that, you have the 7 of Cups, to where it's like not being able to identify these emotions that you say is fine. Like, you're good, you're healthy, you're stable, but F everybody else's emotions. I'm good. That's what this energy is giving me, y'all. But I know there's more here. Hold on, because we got 7 of Cups and 9 of Cups. I'm thinking the only thing that's missing would be the 8 of Cups. And then the 8 of Cups has to do with walking away. There it is. So this is the person who ignores. But none of this ever goes away. That was the trickery energy that I just got off of. That 7 of Cups is allowing them, I heard, to get trapped. And then not acknowledging that there's some things here in these cups that need to be taken care of, addressed, healed from. There's some safety warnings here, misuse of emotions, things like that. But they're like, yeah, well, I mean, as long as I'm good. So that 9 of Cups is telling me whatever they have to do to stay good and remain good, whatever that is, they're going to do it. But that also means they're ignoring things. Instead of self-analyzing and addressing what they need to heal within them, it's other people who's the problem. So if they're gonna get in the way of things, then I have to take care of that because I need to make sure I'm good. That's where the trickery lies. And I'm hearing self-sabotage. That's where the sabotage energy lies too, because you're basically setting your own self up with that energy. All right, let me turn this card over that's on top of this Ace of Cups, which seems to be going in the reverse, but I'll interpret the energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles reverse. So that, I feel like that enterprise of financial dealings, possibly a network of working with banks, however, if they were employed or they just knew the ways of the banking institutions. And I heard submission just now. So not filing, but applying, I guess, for loans and how that process works. Because I said they used basically showed up as you, collective, and signed your name. But I also stated whatever they did, that it got them basically blackballed, or they're tainted now from the financial industry. So that's not going to be very helpful, being out in the cold. Who's going to work with you after this? So this means it's federal. So that means this is like a permanent result of their possibly background checks. Like anytime there's a credit report ran on this person, that's going to come up. So it's a wrap when it comes to people trusting, or these institutions who are in place of saying, okay, we trust you, so here's the money. We know we're going to get it back. That's not happening. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Ace of Cups, even though it's on the side, it's a new start with emotions, but not really. There's no healing here. Now, there's a potential for some sort of healing, but I feel like there's some baggage here. So as long as they're together, they're going to share this imprint. I specifically heard that just now. But I feel like there must be something to where they can't part ways. There's something that's going to keep them bound together. So we're talking about even esoterically, like karma-wise. They're bound together. These spirits, these energies are together in a contractual dealing. So they got to figure that out. But I'm going to say congratulations. You got exactly what it is that you wanted, whoever you are. You got exactly what you wanted. That was the trickery energy I picked up in the channeling, which we covered here. I said their wish came true, but it seemed like it was giving me a little devilish grin with that. They got their wish. All right, y'all. Y'all, yesterday I was, I'm going to share this with y'all. I don't know how many bum bitches you've been called, or, whack bitch, or whatever. Whatever their favorite thing to say to you when you called them out. They didn't want to, deal with it. So they reversed it, turned it back on you. They got exactly what they wanted. You broke, you did. Okay, well, who? Tell me what you stuck with now. What you stuck with. the pentacles that are out here are adverse to abundance and prosperity. But now, not only that, now you got to deal with these emotions, and you got to deal with what you did to the divine collective that you were connected to, but you did not want to release because you held them captive. So you can utilize their energy and their power. All right. I heard straight to hell just now. There's one remaining card here. It's out of the frame, so I'm going to move it down so you can see it, but I'm going to turn it over. 7 of Pentacles. This was their investment. I just said they got exactly what they wanted. That's what they invested in. That's what they got. That's it. I hope it's paying off for you, which it is. What was that yesterday? Yesterday's reading, when the family would even say something to the effect of, well, they deserved it. 7 of Pentacles. They deserve this. They asked for it. Wishes do come true. All right, y'all. Hope this helps.